Welcome everyone, it's MyTyme here, MyNBA2K16, and today first of all I'm going to apologise that I did collect my last season rewards off camera because I wanted to start a new one. So we click on manage season here, I've just gone to energise them, you can see 7 for 0 somehow, don't really know how. Fully energised, running here, haven't done too much, not really changed too much about the team. I have found that I haven't levelled up my legendary pros, and I say plural because I'm going to show you why in a moment, because I want to keep myself towards the lower end of legendary tier because I got through the first round okay. I stat charged the cards that weren't in my deck, so basically at the time I had excuse Davis for the moment, but all the cards that were in here I didn't stat charge. I just did one charge, or if I put a rare on it, it was obviously 3 charges. A few of the other cards in the deck for the season, and I also added a few abilities in to help me get through round 1. Got through round 1 fine, got into the quarterfinals, got destroyed by the guy. After the first game I just realised I had no chance. With too many legendary pros and epic pros, and I was just like, I haven't got a hope in hell. So I just gave up, lost that 4-0 and took my legendary card. Now the reward was all the way down here, Russell Westbrook. Great. So I have a Russell Westbrook in terms of the Christmas card. I can't use the two together, and I can't sell him either. Any card you get from packs or season rewards, you cannot put in the auction house. Only cards that you pull off the board, like Mike Conley. And we'll come back to this in a minute. But some good news. Some good news is that I now have a second. I went to the auction house. Can't remember how much I bought him for, but it was a bit. I think it was about 30, between 30 and 35,000. It ended up costing me to get this Anthony Davis. I had to get another one. I put my bid in, managed to get him, and I have pro'd him. So I do have my second pro, Anthony Davis. Now the reason why I decided to pro him was twofold. Firstly, he is my only legendary card as we go through, and I show you everyone who I've got. I've got Pippen now as well, but before getting Scotty in, and he's technically a better static card than Scottie Pippen, which is the only one that I had who plays in 2 positions. So he's got the power forward and the centre position both locked, and I wanted that. I thought if I was going to pro a legendary card, I want to do one which is in 2 positions for exhibition, so I can obviously move them around as I bring other cards in, etc. And also, more importantly, for the road to the championship, as my deck builds, to have people that can play multiple positions is key, because you can get that stat bonus, especially. And I know a lot of you may have heard about this, but the idea where you pick 2 key positions to put all your strong cards, so then every match you're going to have 2 of your best cards come up, guaranteed, and then you obviously hope that you can manage it with your weaker cards. To have somebody that can play multiple positions and still get the bonus for playing in position is a great help. So Anthony Davis was my reason behind that. As a result, if I can get some cheat Scottie Pippens, that's hard at the moment because obviously he's just been the event card. I will do the same for him. As you know, he's also the small forward and the shot guard. So he is 2 different positions to Davis. So that's where we're going at the moment. And on top of that, I'm going to show you something here. Mike Conley, fully done. So is DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I can't sell DeMarcus Cousins at the moment because he is in my season. And as you can see, he's still got some charging on him. He wasn't used in the 4 games, I think. Or he might have been used. He might have actually had the rares on him. I can't remember. But anyway, can't use him as in my new season. Conley purposely isn't in it because I am tempted to let him go. Now, if I click on auction, as you can see, starting bid is 7,100. Now, I am willing to sell him to anyone who's watching this and subscribe to my channel. If you subscribed and you comment and you say you could do Mike Conley, I will give it to you at a buy it now cost of 15,000. Okay, 15,000 RP. I'm just going to show you that isn't a bad price at all. But we've got Grizzlies, we've got Conley. Click on search. Buy it now price of 30,000. Buy it now 35. We go down basically 30, 32 and a half, 40, buy it now, 40, buy it now, 27 and a half. Okay, starting prices, here you go, 23,000, 16,000, 25. You know, just scrolling through here very quickly, I can't see anyone who's offering anywhere near 15,000. I think that is a fair price. I think it's obviously too cheap. Yes, it's too cheap to sell the card, especially when it's fully leveled. However, for those of you who have subscribed and, you know, are helping me to build my channel and make me enjoy what I'm doing, I'm willing to do that. I'm tempted to do it for DeMarcus Cousins as well. It's going to depend. What I can't do, obviously, is get rid of all my legendary cards that I get from Paul's going to have to make some of them into pros for my road to the championship. As a result of not having many legendary pros, I'm not going to really be pushing for this road to the championship either. However, I am going to do one of them. So if I get another pull in the near future from the board, a legendary pull, maybe I'll give that one and keep DeMarcus Cousins. I'm not sure. So you can obviously wait. I'm not going to do this every time I pull a card, but all my epics pretty much that I pull I will sell. So I have a is it Jalen Rose? I will come back and check in a moment. I'm just going to go through the rewards. So I'm not going to go over them all. I'm going to wait till we get up to Allen Iverson, legendaries, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You've got Larry Bird, you've got Michael Jordan, then you've got LeBron James. And if you look at LeBron James cards, it's going to get specialization, all four of those stats, massive playmaking. To be fair, massive offense and massive defense really for a legendary card. But we're just going to go down quick. This is what interests me. I actually bothered to calculate the difference between Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. I'm 99% sure without using a calculator that Larry Bird is 3 stat points better overall than Michael Jordan. Obviously, if you look between the two cards, so Jordan's like massively better in the defense, bit better in offense, but he obviously lacks in the rebounding quite a lot, and there's not much difference in playmaking. But I did check them. Pretty sure Bird is 3 stat points better than Jordan, which means if I had to go for any card, I'd stop at Larry Bird, because for 2 reasons. One, because you can't get any more of the card. You can't trade them in the auction house. You're going to have to use wild cards, and I don't want to be using my wild cards on too many legendary cards, so I'll pick and choose. Now, the other reason is I don't have a good deck. My deck is not, or my team is not good enough to come and get these cards. I'll have to grind it out on +2s. I'm not going to be able to spend that much time to get these cards. So if I did get to Larry Bird or whatever, that would be the last one. Now, what is going to tip it in Jordan's favour in the end is if you see at the top, Larry's got that floating 2, and Jordan's got the floating 3, which means that Jordan's going to have the 3 specialisations rather than the 2. That's going to boost the stats of that. So say, for example, it was rebounding, defence and offence, and Larry was just offence and defence. Once those boosts are put in place, Jordan is going to be the better card. He will probably be then 3 or 4 points better, maybe 5 points better than Larry Bird. So Jordan is going to be the better card once the specialisations are added. But without those specialisations, Larry Bird is the better card overall stat points wise. Obviously, if you're looking for somebody who excels in, say, defence, then Jordan would be the better card. And here we come down to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and as you can see, I did not bother to compare him to the rest, but he only has the 1 specialisation, so I'm going to say he's not going to overtake Larry. Let's do it. Right, Larry's 1 up, Larry's 6 down, so 5 down overall. Larry is 97, 15 up, so what do I say, 5 down, he's 10 up, and there is 9 difference. So yeah, Larry Bird is 1 better than Kareem as well, so there you go, there you have it. Okay, now not too much to go on here. If I go to my cards and show you the other epic that I'm willing to sell at the moment. Yeah, Jalen Rose, okay. I may even get rid of this Draymond Green as well. I still have another one of him up here. I intend to pro him. I intend to probably pro Allen Iverson at some time as well. Now, all my foil cards, I'm pretty much going to pro because they are, I'm hoping, are going to be still useful for the road to the championship and also in my season games. So I will eventually start looking at the auction house to see if I can get some of these cheap, and I will start looking to pro these. I'm going to go with veteran contracts. I'm going to need 3 of all of them, so 2 more for all these people to sign as pros. I'm not going to use any wild cards. I'm not going to use any star contracts on them. As a result, as I start to get some of them people like here, DeAndre Jordan, can't sell him, not going to pro him. He's just going to be fed. Potentially I could quick sell him now and get nothing because he's in my road to the championship, but it'd probably offer me about 36 or 40 RP. So I'll probably just keep him and feed him to cards. Down here, I think the only one I've got is John Havlicek. So yeah, he's the only one that I could sell. Once I get a few more people like John, he'll be up for grabs. So I'll keep you all posted if you're interested in any of these cards or any singles. Once again, pretty much any single epics that I pull off the board, okay, that I pull off the board, like Jalen Rose, unless it's like top tier from now. If it's not a foil, I'm probably going to end up just selling it straight away. I have sold quite a few recently. Well, when I say quite a few, I've sold a couple. If we go to outcomes, I'll show you. Yes, I've sold Gordon Hayward recently. I've sold Andrew Wiggins. You can't go further than that. And, you know, once again, if you are a subscriber, etc. to the channel, I won't put them up for the 9,000 buy it now, 10,000 buy it now. As you know, you can get them kind of half price depending on the card. 5,000-6,000 buy it now. You can, it can be yours. So just keep me posted if you're interested in those. Before we sign off, I'm going to just play a couple of games with my new Anthony Davis added to the lineup. I am going to improve him a bit more because, as we can see here, Kobe Bryant, I banged on the specializations, maxed those out to the top. So you put 6 specializations in there, which means that his offense and defense now are beastly. Beastly in comparison to his other stats. I then put enhancements, 1 on rebounding, 1 on playmaking. Because of the specialization, I decided to leave his offense and defense alone so it can be strong enough anyway. So let's do the same with Davis on camera. Now he still has a ability ready to trigger. Those who aren't sure about abilities, very quickly, 32% chance for it to trigger. And this little crossover here with PM 4% means that if playmaking down here, because it's his speciality, is called, he has an extra 4% chance for the tenacious rebounder to trigger. So he's got a 36% chance that he'll get plus 20 defense and plus 20 rebounding to the team. Okay, and you can obviously specialize him up to six times, but he's only a 1 specialization card, so he's not a false, he's not 2, and he's not special cards from like the Michael Jordan card from the event, which is free. So I probably won't use specializations on him. However, what I will do is add a couple of enhancements because I have a lot. So if you look at him, his best stat is defense. To have his specialization in playmaking is a waste really, because he's not a playmaking card. That's the only downside of him. Both of them were both playmaking, the ones I had. So I was just like, you know what, we'll just accept that. I do struggle with defense, so I'm going to give him a defense boost. Do I want to do epic or do I want to save epics for now? Am I going to keep it? I'm going to keep him for a while. You know, he'll make the grade for a while. So we're going to add this first. Come on. And then I'm going to decide what other one I'm going to put in. So keep his defense decent. Do I go for offense or do I bring the rebounding up? The reason why I'm not going to touch his playmaking for the time being is because I can boost his playmaking with specializations. So I can still make him pretty good in playmaking if I really wanted to use the specializations. I could do another on defense. No, you know what I'm going to do? I've got quite a few people that are strong in offense. It should really put it on rebounding, but it's going to be a waste. I think it'd be a bit of a waste on rebounding, so I'm just going to use an ultra rare on his offense. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Use an accuracy there. And you might say, oh, why are you using ultra rare enhancements on legendary cards? It's because I want to keep all my better ones for when the star tier comes, or when I'm using when I eventually pro my other legendary MVP cards, record setter cards, event cards, etc. So that'll be the team for the moment. I should really, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to improve him a fraction more, just because I want him to. We'll give it a few rares. We've got any other duplicates? Okay, Mayo. And we'll just get rid of. No, we won't get rid of Gordon just yet. Okay. This should put him up to about level 7. 6, okay. There we go, not so bad. Okay, so the stats are now pretty much in par with the Epics, Epic Pros, and better in a couple. So let's go play a game. Now you might be sitting there saying, oh, MyTyme, why haven't you just gone and pro'd him up fully? Why don't you just get him up to level 20, etc, etc. I will do this for these two soon, but if I do that, I'm going to be playing with 2 Legendary Pros and probably then 3 Epic Pros. And I was just worried that it's going to give me... I'm going to struggle to win a lot of the games if I'm using those cards, because like now, I can... There's not too much difference to all my cards. I've got a few worse cards and a few better cards, but I'm coming up against people, like as you'll see here, I can throw away in the first game. I've got a card good enough to beat any Epic card, even if it's pretty much boosted, to guarantee this win. I've now got two cards once again left capable pretty much beating most Epic cards, unless I'm unlucky. You know, obviously it depends if it won the specialization, but the way the game works out, you tend to get left with a legendary or maybe an ultra rare pro when you're playing other people in the 2-star or the legendary plus kind of categories. So I didn't want to push myself up into that. I'm just coming up against legendary plus all the time, because I might find myself against a lot of opponents just full of legendary pros, in which case I'm obviously going to lose. Here I can come up against legendary and legendary plus people, which do have like 2 or 3 good cards, but say here again I can throw out on the first game, we're still with a chance to win like I have done, but if I don't win it's not the end of the world. Then on the third game I could always, you know, go for it. Here I can now throw out my weakest card. If I happen to win, great, I do. And then, you know, I've now left myself a guaranteed win. So, time being, I'm going to do this. It's also added advantage of I am in a season and both these cards are in the season. So when I started the season, I still think I'm in like legendary. I'm at the very low end anyway of legendary in terms of season tier, because my team, I'll play one more game. We'll play Johto LV. So I've now got the option as well that if I want to improve these cards, if I say get through to qualifying them up against somebody and it's going to be quite close, I can then improve these cards, because you can't pro them or anything once in the season. So the cards in the season are locked, but what you can do is you can stat charge them, you can also level them up. So I can level 2 of my cards up in theory in my season, should I get to the stage that I'm like, I could do with a bit of a boost, and you know, it might help me get the win. So rather than putting them into the season straight away maxed out, which might then move me up overall slightly and give me, say, harder opponents, keep myself low down to begin with, and then hopefully at the end, if I do need a little bit of a boost, I can boost those 2 cards. That's the theory behind it. I thought it was like kind of well thought out. You might think I'm just being an idiot for thinking like that, but you're probably right. So here we go, there you go, got another win. And now this at least means that I will win the majority of games. Not every game, because sometimes the computer does throw in a curveball. It does throw in 2 weak cards early on in the 2-player game, the 2-player call out. I will sometimes then throw in 2 weak cards. I will lose that, then I'll get some legendary pro who's completely maxed out, smash me in the 3rd game, and then I win in the last 2 quarters, or smash me in the 2nd quarter. I win the last 2 quarters, but it's too late obviously, because they've won the 2-player quarter. So that's going to be it for now. A little bit of gameplay. I've been MyTyme. Thank you very much for watching. I am going to be away next week for a while, so you probably won't get into the next weekend. I'm going to try and put something out this weekend, and then maybe when I come back, say sorry for going away, we'll look at doing some kind of pack openings or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see when I get back. Good luck on the road to the championship. I'll see you all soon.